Hello beautiful beings, Mim from Mystic Pathways with another helping hand, Oracle reading. A reading that helps us with solutions that we can apply and embody to help us with the energies that are coming in, that are surrounding us, that are just bothering us, or it's just up in the collective. There's so much going on now. Everything seems to be up in the air, and especially with this last eclipse season, it seems a number of people were squeezed, things came to the surface, and these things happen for us, not against us, and they happen for us in a sense that something hidden, something buried so deep actually needs to be faced. It needs to be reconciled with. So it's not, I guess, counterintuitive. So it's not challenging you. It's not sabotaging you. Sorry, that's the word I'm looking for. And then, you know, we tend to blame other people when it's ourselves, sabotaging ourselves. And that's where I think about blinkers. And the blinkers does not help us see. Blinkers only projects what's going on inside of us onto others. And then that's what we see. And we think it's others, but it's not. It's us being projected onto other people. So sometimes we've got to take those blinkers off to see a bigger picture and see our own role in things. And then how do we accept that? Not criticize it, just accept it so that we can do something different. And that's part of what these readings are for. And I found last week's messages, solutions, were so sage and so sound that they really helped me shift through some just last remnants of some things that had been niggling at me. So this is my hope, that whenever you come to this reading, that it will give you some sage sound advice as to how to help yourself. So let's dive in and ask, what is the best mental practice, please, Spirit? What is the best mental practice that we can apply that will help us find clarity and peace of mind? Our mental practice to find peace of mind. And sometimes in that finding the peace of mind, we do have to face ourselves and look at the own angst that we're causing ourselves. And sometimes it's not always about us, it's about other people, and we can let that go. So please, Spirit, what is the best mental practice for these current energies? Pay attention to your dreams. I was only thinking about dreams the other night. I was talking to a tree, and I said, I'll see you in my dreams. And I actually did. So pay attention to your dreams. We must learn how to lend ourselves to dreaming when dreams lend themselves to us. We must learn how to lend ourselves to dreaming when dreaming lends themselves to us. Our subconscious minds become active when we sleep. So it is possible that our dreams have something to tell us if we are able to listen. Write down everything you remember from your dreams last night, regardless of how little sense it seems to make. This is the most effective if you do it straight away after waking up. Otherwise, it can. As soon as lucid mind starts to come into the picture, all those dream tentacles, they slowly dissipate and withdraw. Pay attention to any recurring themes. For example, falling relates to letting go or a fear of failure. A calm lake symbolizes a clear mind, while rough seas reflect unease. I used to have dreams of tsunamis. Oh, overwhelming tsunamis. Exams can symbolize self-reflection. Are your dreams trying to tell you something? Write about what you think it could be. Our subconscious minds become active when we sleep. That's because the lucid mind is asleep, but our altered state of consciousness, it never sleeps. We're always engaged, otherwise the body wouldn't breathe, the body wouldn't exist while we sleep or while we're unconscious. So something is still always engaged, even in an unconscious state. And so pay attention to your dreams can also be is when you get into a deep meditative state, whether it's through breath work or whether it's through psychedelics or whether it's through fasting or meditation, pay attention to the messages, the visions, the words, the feelings, the sensations that come through at those times as well, because they could be telling you something as well. And sometimes, or most times, it is ourselves trying to give ourselves the answers, the warnings, the direction, the advice, and that thinking mind, that lucid mind, that's programmable, that's now corrupt and retarded. It can talk ourselves into things, out of things, around things. So it's learning to not believe everything you think, put that to the side, and entertain a notion or idea or a perspective that you've never thought of before. The answers are there. Take note. That's our mindful practice, our mental practice for the energies, is pay attention to that unconscious mind. Pay attention to yourself. Thank you, Spirit. What is the best meditation practice, please? That'll be interesting, because that'll go hand in hand with the mental practice, I believe. So please, Spirit, what is the best meditation practice for us to see our dreams clearly and comprehend the messages clearly? What would that meditation practice be, please, Spirit? Mirror. Who or what is triggering you? That's always a big one, isn't it? Because a lot of the times, including me, no one is perfect. How many times have we pointed the finger going, you make me feel this way, or you did that and it made me, it's like then me, we've got to look at the me part in it. Yes, and it could be well and truly justified, no doubt about it. But your reaction, your response, what you do with that, that makes all the difference. Because the more you hold a grudge, the more you blame the other person, then you're not moving on from it. You're the one that's keeping yourself hooked, attached, belonging to it. It's learning how to reconcile it within yourself so it equals zero. So there's no, it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. It just means there's no trigger left. You're able to see it for what it truly is and move on from it. Mirror. And I do have the right book this time. 44. Let's see what Rebecca has to say about mirror. The filter of our own experience is how we experience life 90% of the time. The filter of our own experience is our filter. Through our own projections, like I was talking about the blinkers. When someone reminds us of an unhealed experience, we get triggered. Often it's an unconscious thing. People and situations can trigger our mirrors to reflect back to us what we believe to be true about life, the universe, and ourselves. Mirrors pointing to our shadow and our light. Mirrors revealing the parts of us that are yet to be accepted, witnessed, or loved. This card is guiding you to look closely at what experiences or people are currently triggering you and what they could be mirroring back to you. When have you felt like this before? Could they be opportunities to heal something in you, so therefore it doesn't become a trigger? You're able to put your boundaries up around it and not come into your life. Or are they shining a light on something that longs to be witnessed in you? To me, that's not a trigger, that's a glimmer. This goes for the good and the bad. The good, those who we admire and put on a pedestal. If we do not realize that we are attracted to them because we are like them, we'll need to cut them down in order to rise to their level. The bad, those we despise, are envious of, and put down. If we do not realize that they trigger something in us, then it is still yet to be healed. and we will remain hurt and wounded ourselves. In your meditations, ask who or what is triggering you. What is it in you that they are triggering, and what part of you longs to be witnessed? And you be that witness. And what I found in my practice was accepting that that's how I felt, accepting that I was triggered and I was acting out. And I just accepted that and went, okay, you're doing that, no worries. What are you hoping to get out of that? What is the purpose of acting like that, believing like that, behaving like that, whatever it is? And it's in answering those questions that you get to see the wounded part of you, that then you get to witness, accept and heal. And then it's not so sensitive, it's not so triggered, and you're able to mature that part of you, bring that awareness from whatever age that happened, because it tends to be a belief that we're reacting from a past experience. So maturing that experience up to the age you are now, not coming from that age that you were. I hope that makes sense. So asking, what is triggering you? What is it in you that needs to be looked at with that trigger, and witness it. Thank you, Spirit. What is our best dharma practice for these energies? What is the best dharma practice for these energies? And please, Spirit. The spiritual practice and the physical. What is going to help us move through these energies with ease and grace? Oh, we got this last reading. Fascinating. I love it when that happens. I was going for a meander through the forest, and I just, out of my mouth, I was saying, I'm sorry. I was like, I'm sorry I'm late. I'm sorry I haven't been here. Sorry. And it is sorry. Sorry is righting past wrongs. Is there someone you need to say sorry to, including yourself? Maybe. Because I usually find if it's a repeating card, then we haven't quite got the message right, or we haven't acted on it in the physical yet. So it's a reminder of, what are you not sorry about that you should be sorry about? Maybe what are you saying sorry for that you really don't need to be sorry for? We're living in divisive times. We're living in divisive times. When we are hurt and when we're triggered, coming back to this, we tend to see things as a personal attack rather than an opportunity for healing. And that can be a tricky one to wrap your head around, because when you're triggered, you're in it. You're in your goop, you're in the mud, you're in the shit. And it can be hard to bring on that dispassionate thinking. It's hard to step out of the emotion, breathe, accept that that's how you're feeling, so you can shift through it. Otherwise, all you're doing is mulling over it. You're feeding it. You're wallowing in it. You're sitting in your own energy. And that's not healing. That's actually feeding the victim. It's feeding the issues. So when and I've had to learn this myself, is when I'm myself is triggered, and when I truly do believe, and more likely I'm absolutely correct and justified, other people behaving badly, have no control over that. It's free will and choice. People are allowed to behave. That's why we have laws to stop people who don't mind how they behave. But that free will and choice is, we don't really have control over other people. We can't get in their heads and flick switches, no matter how much they'd like to try and corrupt our minds. They can't corrupt our spirits. Not truly. You can give into it and you can surrender, and that can be a done deal. But for those that just, the sovereignty, the autonomy, the spiritual aspect of life is never going to be compromised. then you start to look at these moments as healing, as opportunities of healing your own life experience, so that you get to be happy, you get to be healthy. Your life experience becomes that which you long for by looking at what's going on for you and working out what's the best solution. And sometimes that best solution is moving away from environments, people, situations, events, experiences, physically, literally. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's just a shift in, well, why am I doing that? And then when you actually answer the question, you can either go, yeah, okay, I accept that and I'm going to keep doing that. Or you're going to go, oh, that's a bit fucked up. I better do something different. So if we're to find true peace and unity, we need to drop our defenses and see things outside of right and wrong. Well, no, there is actually right and wrong, and that's because of the universal principle of polarity, that in humanity we range from saint to sinner. And you'll never convince a sinner to become a saint, and you'll never get a saint to commit a sin. So there is going to be people that are wired to be on the sinner end of things. That's their kiss of the blueprint. That's their divine blueprint. That's God experiencing itself in all forms. For those of us that resonate to the other end of the spectrum, that's why we have laws, because we're not like that. We don't have that tendency to want to go out and cause harm or hurt or mayhem. So there is actually right and wrong. As souls, we intrinsically remember unity and yearn for it here on earth. Perhaps this is why it feels so painful when we experience the opposite. But it's crucial to remember that we can't simply bypass reality and pretend that unity, love and forgiveness are here, because it's not. This is one of the greatest challenges for starseeds. To bring about unity, we must first acknowledge the ways in which both we and the world have been divisive. The shadows, the hate, the wounds, the separation, the severings, the wrongs, the sadness. You may be called to explore how you, your ancestors, or your society have consciously or unconsciously inflicted pain on others. And I don't think there is one on this planet that is 100% innocent. No, not one, not ever. So it's looking at, well, is that the norm? No, again, it comes back down to humanity ranging from saint to sinner. That's the way it always has been. That's always it is, and that's the way it always will be. We've got prey and predator in every species, even in plants, even in the animal kingdoms, even in the mineral kingdom. There is prey and predator. And that doesn't mean to say that the prey is weak. No, this is where the prey have protection. They protect. It's like the protection is their best defense. Whereas predators, they just go out and attack. And, you know, sometimes that's to their own detriment because there's nothing behind it. It's just preying on the prey. Whereas the prey see things differently, behave differently, look at the world differently. And to protect that, that's definite. That's just a definite. So we also need to look, it's like drop your armor. Absolutely. I was so armored. I was Queen of the Dragons. No one was getting in, but I was not getting out. And the only way we can allow ourselves out into the world to feel safe, to fully embody yourself in your physical body, in your environment, in your community, in your wherever it is that you are truly you in your body, is by having boundaries. And those boundaries would basically depend upon your values, your morals, your ethics, what you allow, what you want, what you don't want. And people will build their lives around their values, not realizing it. And that's where you can see some have the lack of, and some have, you know, absolutely live by them. But boundaries is what protects you. So you can drop your armor, not so much to let in, but to let yourself out. Let yourself out into your world, so you're then becoming more in the driver's seat, guiding yourself of where to go, what to do. and to find a way to drop the armor and see things as they truly are for all people, to say, I'm sorry with an open heart and mean it, to be part of the healing rather than the perpetuation of inherited conflict of oppression. This isn't about blame, and it's not about taking ownership of all things. It's just simply from your heart saying, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry that humanity hasn't grown up yet. I'm so sorry that there's people out there that think that war and killing and maiming and controlling and the fear that must be driving these people so deep and dark, I am so sorry for them. And I'm so sorry for the damage and the mayhem that it causes on other people. I'm so sorry for my own wounded aspects of myself, my own victim mindset that can hurt other people, that has been ignorant and arrogant and hurting other people. I am so sorry for the story that I lived that corrupted myself, that I'm healing from to become my true self. I'm sorry for the times that we are going through. And I'm sorry for not waking up sooner. But I'm not sorry from learning to love. I'm not sorry for trying harder and wanting to heal and help and guide. In your heart of hearts, what are you so sorry for in this world? And what are you not so sorry for in this world? Our Dharma practice. How are you being called to drop your defenses and unwind from past wrongs? That's how we let go, to create space in our psyche, our essence, our environment for new, more uplifting, positive experiences to come in. Thank you, Spirit. What's been niggling at the back of my mind as I'm looking at these cards and I'm thinking, okay, so it could be, energies that are triggering us, energies that are squeezing you because we're asking. This is why the cards are coming up. They're giving us solutions to what's going on. So if it's what is triggering you, you could be triggered. If you're a bit lost at the moment and confused, it's like, what's sabotaging you? And have you owned your role in your own life experiences and apologized to yourself, to anyone around you that you've deliberately, maliciously tried to hurt? Have you apologized? Because once you do, and that's a lot of things behind anxiety, and I can own this because I've lived it. Behind anxiety a lot of the time, besides dehydration, is guilt, shame, or doubt. And the guilt and shame can be around our own behavior, our own choices, our own way of life. It's like when we learn to accept all those things that we've said, we've done, doing, and accept them and own them, and vow to yourself, you're going to do better. This is not for everyone, but for those that want to do better, you just own it, accept it. And if there is someone out there, you apologizing, yep, I own it. I fucked up. I'm going to try and do better. It stops feeding it, and you put your energy and your focus on doing better. And so you're not sitting in that guilt and shame. You're not sitting in that anxiety of not owning it and moving on. That's part of learning. It's part of healing. It's part of growing up. I laugh sometimes. I think, oh my God, I'm 60, but I feel like I'm 16 just learning how to be an adult in this crazy, crazy world. Thank you, Spirit. So with that in mind, then, what is the best attitude for us to adopt or embody, actually? What is the best attitude to embody, please, Spirit? That's going to help us. The best attitude to adopt. Thank you. Best attitude. Thank you. The best attitude. Self-love. Absolutely. I think that's pretty self-explanatory. And it's funny, the way my mind works, because I'm under the spectrum, was understanding, well, what is self-love? And I knew I hadn't self-loved I've been anorexic. I've just the self-abuse from alcohol and tobacco and just poor choices in my life was not self-love. Didn't even know what that meant. You look at other people and you just admire their confidence and their peace with themselves and just their life experiences. It's like, I want to live a healthy, happy life. How do I get there? And Spirit guided me with steps to self-love. And it's turned my life around. It gave me the courage to face the aspects of myself that were sabotaging me and hurting other people, to heal that, accept that, but move on from it. Because that's the best apology, is change behavior. The best apology is healing that and not doing it again. And you can only do that by yourself, by what you do in your mundane, chop wood, carry water, tend garden life. Because that's where we want the magic, is in the everyday. You wake up, shower, get ready for work, if you work, whatever it is you do. That's where we want the magic, in those moments in our lives. That's mundane. So our attitude to embody is self-love. The deeper you love yourself, the more the universe will affirm your worth. Love is the universal language throughout the cosmos, aligned with the creative process of manifestation. It is the living energy that moves through everything. Self-love is the key to unlocking the power of universal love. The more you love who you are, the greater your capacity to feel love from others. By seeing your value, knowing your worth, and embracing the many aspects of yourself, the universe reflects back to you the love that is in your heart. Now, this isn't an overnight transformation. This isn't a, oh, I've just read that paragraph, I understand it, and go, yep, that's now going to be my life experience. It doesn't happen that way. Unlocking it can be a slow process, because you've got to face that which has locked it. You've got to face that which you fear. You've got to face that which has created that victim mindset within yourself. You've got to unlock all those things so that you can start self-loving. We can't just ignore all of our past things and think, oh, I'm just going to self-love now. All you're doing is changing the clothes your beliefs are dressed in, not actually changing the core beliefs. And it's in changing your core beliefs that you actually begin to move towards self-love. And the first step is self-reflection. You have to self-reflect. If you can't love yourself if you don't know who you are. And the only way you get to know who you are is by self-reflection. And in that self-reflection, you get to become self-aware. You're aware of your triggers. You're aware of your past. You're aware of your gnarly bits, your triggers, your pointy bits, your giving and your taking. You're aware of it all. And you start to respect yourself for what you've lived, for truly who you are, and how you are striving to do better by self-reflecting, becoming aware, and starting to accept yourself. From there seeds self-respect. Got to have self-respect. That is the linchpin to self-love, is self-respect. When you act from self-respect, you will then self-trust, because you realize you're making the better decisions for yourself. You're living a healthy life. You are happy. And that self-trust leads to self-confidence, and that self-confidence leads to self-trust. So there is a process that you move through to truly get to what this is saying about self-love. By having this unconditional love and deep acceptance for yourself, you transform into a powerful source of magnetic energy that attracts opportunities, prosperity, and divine relationships. Not only does self-love increase your magnetic power, it also physically impacts your health. By sending loving thoughts to your body, you create amazing shifts on a molecule level and boost your body's immune system. It's like when you're sick or in pain, really sit with comfort and care and compassion for that part of yourself with love, not with, I don't know, I guess not hate, but, you know, not liking where you're at or what you're doing or what's happening, and tension and just holding that angst. Is release all that tension and step into loving those parts and seeing if that doesn't have a positive impact. Ask yourself also, are there any areas within you that could do with more love? If yes, it is time to increase your levels of love to these areas with understanding and compassion. Now go and shower yourself with love, and the universe and in turn will shower its infinite blessings back to you. Look in the mirror and tell yourself how much you love you. Love and acceptance from others starts with love and acceptance of yourself. And if you cannot look in the mirror and honestly, with a smile on your face, say, I love you, then you do have a lot of work to do, especially to embody the attitude of self-love, because that's what's going to help us. Thank you, Spirit. That's the attitude then. What is the best approach? We're going to embody self-love. What's the best approach then to adopt, please, Spirit? The best approach with these energies for us, for success, ease and grace, love and harmony. Walk your truth. That is a big one. I do find, especially in this, I don't want to call it an industry, but this path of spirituality and healing, walk your truth is a very, very deep walk. And unfortunately, most people are just paddling in the puddles, shallow puddles. So walk your truth. This is the approach. See your light, know your power, have the courage to walk your truth. And that's the thing about truth is like, and this is used to be me, I used to be defensive around my truth, and my defense was always my best attack. But you don't. Your truth is your truth. You've just got to hold it within yourself with love, compassion, and honor and integrity. And other people don't have to understand your truth, accept your truth, believe in your truth, acknowledge your truth. If you need that from the outside of you, that means you are not fully backing yourself in your truth. The more that you can back yourself, own your truth, and walk fully in your body, in your truth, you don't need other people's backing. Don't be afraid to shine your magnificent light as a result of the opinions and judgments of others. Don't be afraid to shine your magnificent light as a result of the opinion and judgments of others. Yes, you might be ridiculed, scorned, and your choices mocked with disapproval. Been through that many times. But understand this. Others mock and criticize from a place of fear within them, a fear that keeps them trapped in a repetitious wheel of illusions. But it also comes from a place of ignorance, of just not knowing and then believing everything that they think. By breaking free and walking the true path of your heart, you step off the merry-go-round of cyclic pain and leave the ones who scorn behind. Don't be surprised when others do everything and anything to discourage you from walking this path of the heart. In time, those that ridiculed and judged you will be inspired by your courage and ability to stand strong. They will gravitate towards you like moths to a flame with hunger to know your secret. Or not. Your light will shine so bright that it will inspire others to find the courage within them to also follow their heart and true calling. But that's not the attitude to adopt. The attitude to adopt is self-love. You're not doing it so others are inspired by you. You're doing it because you love yourself and you believe in yourself. You respect yourself enough to walk in your truth, no matter if people are inspired by you or not. Standing strong during this testing time and stay true to your heart. You are not alone during this process of having to defend your reasons and beliefs. Synchronistic events will bring you the right people and conditions to encourage you on this chosen path. You are being guided by the Holy Spirit of love, so stay strong. A positive outcome is assured. That's beautiful. That's even more confirmation for self-love and walking your truth. That attitude is what will help with the approach through these energies. Thank you, Spirit. And with this deck, we ask, what is at the heart of the matter that needs to be acknowledged, please, Spirit? What's at the heart of the matter that needs to be acknowledged? What's at the heart of the matter that needs to be acknowledged, please, Spirit? Oh, and it's upside down. We had spider. Last reading, the whole deck's upside down. So actually I'm going to take it the right way up because the whole deck's upside down. And this is the only deck. Oh, I'll read both. I'll read the contrary and the upright. We had spider last reading as well. So whose influence is still weaving its web in your solar plexus, in your will? Have you been able to master your own will? Why did that come back? What message didn't we get? Weaving. This might end up being a long reading. So I'm going to read the whole passage because there just could be something else in here. And I just saw deer, and deer is quite special for me as well. I've got deer on the land I live on. And I do work with deer energy, especially stag. So, spider wove the web that brought humans the first picture of the alphabet. The letters were part of the angles of her web. Deer asked Spider what she was weaving and why all the lines looked like symbols. Spider replied, "Why, dear, it is time for Earth's children to learn to make records of their progress in their Earth walk." Deer answered Spider, "But they already have pictures that show through symbols the stories of their experiences." "Yes," Spider said, "but Earth's children are growing more complex, and their future generations will need to know more. The ones to come won't remember how to read the petroglyphs." So it was the spider wove the first primordial alphabet, as she had woven the dream of the world that had become manifest. Spider's dream of the physical world has come to fruition millions of years before. Spider's body is made like the number 8, consisting of 2 lobe-like parts connected at the waist and 8 legs. Spider is the symbol for the infinite possibilities of creation. Her 8 legs represent the 4 winds of change and the 4 directions on the medicine wheel. Spider weaves the web of fate for those who get caught in her web and become her dinner. This is similar to humans who get caught in the web of the illusion in the physical world and never see beyond the horizon into other dimensions. The web of fate also represents a wheel of life, which does not include any alternatives or solutions. It is typically human to get caught in the polarity of good or bad fortune without realizing that we can change it at any time. If we are not decisive enough about changing our lots in life, we may end up being consumed by our fears and limitations. Spider is the female energy of the creative force that weaves the beautiful designs of life. Her web has hundreds of intricate patterns which catch the morning dew. If Spider has dropped from her web into your cards today, she may be telling you to create, create, create. Look for new alternatives to your present impasse. She can also be warning you that you are coming too close to an entangling situation. Spider could be asking you to use a journal to write out and review your progress. If you do this, you will not forget how you are creating a new or different phase in your life. Spider brings a message of a different kind when she sees you becoming a bit too involved in the weaving of your life plans to notice opportunity at the outskirts of your web. If this is the case, Spider gets your attention so that you notice that something you have woven has borne fruit. Congratulations, Spider caught you just in time. before you miss the opportunity on the edge of your web or reality. The most important message from Spider is that you are an infinite being who will continue to weave the patterns of life and living throughout time. Do not fail to see the expansiveness of the eternal plan. So that's upright position. So upside down, the contrary aspect of Spider is akin to the side of woman. Spider will eat her mate if she gets too caught up in herself to see the validity of honoring male energy. The warrior at her side is a strong balancing force. If you have become disdainful of your mate, male or female, and have felt very superior recently, you are not honoring either your male or your female side. If you are not presently in a relationship, you may have chosen a member of your family or a workmate to harass. This type of negative criticism only breaks down relations and is a reflection of something you hate about yourself. If you're trying to feed your ego in this manner, you have lost the game. You are entangled in the web of your own illusion about who you really are. It may be time to look at why you're being critical and why you're feeling so weak that you must attack others. If this does not apply to your situation, then take a look at another message that contrary Spider medicine brings: lack of creativity. If you fail to use your talents to get the web spinning, your lack of creativity can change into destructiveness. If you are feeling stagnant and unable to move in a positive direction, you may come to resent others who are doing well. This resentment will become a black widow spider and eat you up. And the only one to mourn your demise will be you. Get moving, find joy and new ideas in the accomplishments of others, and use them to propel you into a new phase of creative spinning on your own web of delight. Observe Spider's web and find pleasure in the ideas you receive from her universal language. Beautiful weaving, all about the story and the life you're weaving and living. That's at the heart of the matter. Are we taking responsibility for our own lives and just weaving that? Thank you, Spirit. Interesting reading. So what is the healing code then, please, Spirit? We've got our best practices, our best approach and attitude. What's at the heart of the matter? So what's the healing code that threads throughout all of this that's going to help us with ease and grace, health and love, harmony and courage, vibration? Interesting. Oh my goodness. And on the card, I think it's a bat. Well, of course, bats use vibration to navigate. And butterflies, a moth, fairy with wings with a wand. Looks like a face up in there. It's a beautiful card. Let's see what the message is. Vibration. I'll just actually read. A magical fairy travels on the back of a bat. You can just see her standing on the back of a bat. A magical fairy travels on the back of a bat, encouraging trust in psychic gifts and faith in one's abilities. Bats are very sensitive to vibrations. As you harmonize your vibration, you will build confidence in your instincts. The fairy and the bat are accompanied by moths. Like the bat, moths are nocturnal. A moth usually shows up in your life when you are hiding. This may suggest you have not been facing up to something. You are hiding out and it's time for you to get back into living. Find something that can motivate you. Fill your heart and mind with light and feel your energy shift to a better place. Oh, I love that. Find something that can motivate you. Fill your heart and mind with light and feel your energy shift to a better place. I did that to motivate myself to get out walking more. I go feather hunting. So I just go looking for feathers. And I found a white cockatoo yellow crest feather the other day, and I was so blown away because I haven't found one in years. And it's like, so what motivates you to get up and move and do something different is going to help heal with these energies that are going on. Thank you, Spirit. With the tarot, we are asking what needs articulating. What's going on in that mental mind of ours that either needs accepting or challenging, but it definitely needs articulating. It needs speaking. It needs bringing out to the light of the day, please, Spirit. That which needs articulating. Two cards fell out, so we'll take those. We have the Six of Swords, overcoming difficulties, moving away from rough waters to calmer waters, a rainbow and a bird. And Nine of Hearts. Wow, that's what's going on in the mental. That's brilliant. It's like, hallelujah. Celebrate. So the mental practice is paying off, because the Six of Swords is, let me see, moving away from stress, difficulties, moving away from stress and difficulties, and overcoming. This card signifies a move away from turbulent times. Time to have a more positive outlook than of recent times. Change beliefs about yourself for the better. Our mind's capacity to understand helps ease a difficult and anxious time into a peaceful passage, a time to regain our dignity and self-respect. That's beautiful. Our mind's capacity to understand, absolutely. When I understand something, it's a lot of my angst drops. So our mind's capacity to understand helps ease a difficult and anxious time into a peaceful passage. That's what needs articulating. Thank you, Spirit. We will own that. We don't always have to go looking for dramas or issues or problems, especially if you don't feel like there aren't any. That could be a very different experience for you. You might be so used to dramas and always something going on that when there's not, you find it uncomfortable. But get used to it. It's a beautiful feeling. And the Nine of Cups is emotional fulfillment and true contentment. It's a time of pleasure and satisfaction, fulfillment of a cherished wish. Your heart's desire is on its way. An emotional commitment to some kind that brings joy, ready to enjoy happiness and prosperity and abundance. Hallelujah. This card represents the rewards we receive when we make a pledge to our highest emotional aspirations, by walking our truth, by embodying self-love. I guess it's just learning how to be an adult, learning how to do life in a much better way. Thank you, Spirit. Well, that's exciting. I'm happy about that. We can accept that. We don't have to challenge that. We can just accept that mindset to be in. Thank you, Spirit. So what animal spirit is here to guide us with these energies? What animal spirit is here to guide us, please, Spirit? With these energies, what animal is going to help us by being our guide? We're talking about deer, stag. Nice. Powerful, strong energy. So graceful as well when you see how they walk, just their head held high, and they're so strong. Keywords for stag are ritual and ceremony. So on a spiritual level, stag is here to connect our navel and solar plexus chakra. Those who are developing more of the astral dimensions of their body and consciousness resonate with stag magic. Stag begins to integrate specific aspects and codes of the Merkaba as it anchors more into the light body, supporting you to sustain your energy system with higher frequencies or more harmonious frequencies, so you can anchor through new aspects of yourself. Stag is showing us, let's see, more of the masculine principle. And the masculine principle is more about doing. But there's got to be consciousness behind the doing. Otherwise, it's just autopilot. There's no thought or function behind it. So bringing more beingness into the doingness, but definitely with the stag being masculine energy, it is more doing energy. And I always look at the feminine, the masculine aspects as the feminine being the guide and the masculine being the protector. She says which way and he takes us there. That's in all of us. So our feminine aspect is the one that nurtures us, that looks after us, that talks to us, that guides us. The masculine is the one that does. He gets up, chops wood, carry water, tends the garden, does the taxes, whatever it is. That's your masculine side. So it's being able to lean into either one when necessary or when called for. And we're being called to the masculine in this, walking with grace and ease as well. Stag guides us and supports and protects us, can help us feel calmer, stronger, and more dignified. Stag allows you to overcome potential competition or jealousy. You could also be feeling a lack of trust and safety, or a lack of energy and need vitality. Stag is here to help us tap into that warrioress energy, that masculine energy, that doing energy, to walk our truth, to back ourselves and find that independence. I love stag energy because when I think of them, how they are in the world, in nature, they do walk themselves with grace and pride, but strength as well. Thank you, Spirit. Stag is here to guide us with these energies. Let's not forget. Thank you. What crystal energy can we work with for ease and grace? What crystal is going to help as we walk through these energies, please, Spirit? What crystal is here to help us with that ease and grace? What crystal energy to work with for ease and grace, please, Spirit? And I've got a back one, so I won't do those. What's that back one? Water. So emotions, yeah, self-love. Saw the rose quartz and the water element, so emotions. So crystal. What crystal energy, please, Spirit? What crystal to work with these energies? Oh, 2 again. Nope. Knocking clears the energy out. It's like it knocks the energy through and clears it out the other side, clearing it. Please, Spirit, what crystal energy to work with these energies? What crystal energy? Here we go, let's do that one. Inner peace, tourmaline. Now that's watermelon tourmaline by looking at the colours on it. It's not your black tourmaline, but watermelon tourmaline. And it's beautiful. I've got this beautiful little tiny piece of watermelon tourmaline. Inner peace, to me that looks like it would be a water element, being emotional, inner peace. And it is. And the crystal's message is, when tourmaline appears to you, you're being told that the answers you are seeking will appear when you stop living for the past or the future and begin resonating with the vibration of inner peace. It is in the moment that we create and live through joy. By living in the current moment, you're able to release the emotional patterns you created in the past and create each moment as you wish it to be. You will not find your answers in the future, and you will not find them in the play of the past. You will only truly discover yourself when you disconnect from the roles that you may have created for yourself and those around you. This can occur when you accept peace within yourself and the world. Seize the moment and become like tourmaline, emanating peace, joy, and healing. And the affirmation is, I live and create in the moment. Tying in create the spider, the inner peace coming with the self-love and walking your truth, stag helping us to walk that truth. What a beautiful reading. Great advice, great practices to embody and practice for these energies at this time. Well, I certainly hope this helps. Aho, amen, so mote it be.